What's up? We're back with part 5. This time we're going to be working character. I already have the folder and we're just going to start with a client side file, so cl underscore care.lua. And in here we're going to do a few locals, which is we're going to use one for a true or false and a couple for nils, which are going to be used for the camera. So let's just start it off with local selecting care, and that's going to equals false because right at the start you're not going to be selecting your character. And then we're going to have a local cam and local cam2, and both these right here are going to actually equal nil. And now we're going to do one thing, and this is going to be off screen, local band names. And this is where we're going to do just certain names that you can't use for your character when creating it. It's going to give you an error, and most likely just drop that player and remove them out of the server, as we don't want that. It's sad that we have to put that in, but we do have to put that in. So next we're going to do a citizen.create thread, and obviously function in here, and we're going to end this off right now, and we're going to do a while true loop. So while true, we are going to do a citizen.wait, and we're going to put 0, my bad, not O, and then we're going to have an if loop. So if network is session started, so if they are in the game, then what we are going to do is trigger a server event, and we're going to call this server event mp-base care join. And then right under, we're going to do the same thing for a trigger, but this one's going to be a trigger event, as this is going to be client side, and this is going to be mp-base care start camera, and that's going to be used for the camera of the player. And then we're going to have a couple more trigger events here, and one is going to be player logged in. So this last one we're going to do mp-base player log in. And then we're going to have this one. This one's actually going to be UI. So this is going to be a different resource. This is going to be UI. We're just going to put it in here because UI is just going to be selecting if the character menu is open, if it's not open, your cache, and stuff like that. So we're going to do client and close character UI. So this is obviously going to close the character UI. And then we're going to do selecting care, and that's going to equal true, as you will select your character from here. And we're going to return this all, and that is going to be it for that first function. Now we're going to do a register net event, and obviously under, you got to add an event handler. So we're going to type these both at the same time here, and that's going to be mp-base care selecting. And I usually like to lowercase these. I don't think it matters. We'll just keep them uppercase anyways. And then on this bottom one, we'll have comma and then a function. And here, we're going to end that off right there. And this is basically, we're just going to take this selecting character, and that equals true as you are selecting your character in there. We're going to add this because this is going to be mainly used for getting a citizen ID, quote unquote, which is obviously going to be your CID, which is linked in the UI for a character slot, and then it's going to be your Steam ID, So we're just gonna add this as a function. We're gonna get CID, and that's gonna be a function we are gonna call for a source and a callback. And we're just gonna end that right there, and then we could do local src equals source, and trigger a server event in this that's gonna basically end up calling it back. So mp-base and get ID, and we'll pass source through that just to make sure. So now we're gonna work on some NUI stuff. Register NUI call back, which is used directly for your HTML and JavaScript. It's going to register this callback. It's going to call back this. So we're going to have this be create character, and then function. And here we're going to have pass through data, and we're going to end this right like that. So now we're going to do local char data equals data dot char data. And then we're going to do for the data value, value in pairs of char data do if the data equals first name, or the data equals to last name, then, so if it's basically saying if the data is in the first name slot or the last name slot, then it's going to do this reason equals, and we're going to pass through verify name, which is going to be a function that we're going to add very, very soon, and we're going to pass through a value here. Now we're going to print a reason just to make sure this is working. Reason, and make sure this prints out correctly, comment / remove later, and we add this note just to make sure that we remove this print later. So now we are going to add an if statement. So if reason does not equal nil, then we're going to break, break, and then after this, we're going to end one more time. And now we're going to add another space. So now then, if reason equals blank, then we're going to trigger a server event, which we are going to call mp-base :server :create character. And then we are obviously going to pass through char data through this. And then we are going to end. And just like that, that's going to be our create character function. So when you create a character, it's going to go through all of this, make sure the reason is correct. And we're going to use this band names in verified name, which you will be able to see very soon. As this is going to be our next function. So we're going to have a function here, and obviously going to be this verified name. Wow, crazy. We're going to pass through name here as we are trying to get a name. So now in here, we're going to do a 4k, comma v in I pairs, and we're going to pass through our local band name. Let's do band names actually, because there are going to be multiple names that are going to be banned. So yeah, for that, do, and then we're going to do an if name equals v, which means if a name, the name passed through, equals one of these band names, then what we are going to do is set a local reason equals to, we're just going to copy and paste this in now. of a lot. But so trying to use an inappropriate name and ruin the fun for everyone. Please think over your choices and then come back to the server. And this was my old framework, but we're gonna do mp-admin and disconnect, and it's gonna be for that reason. So just like this, then we could end this off and end this off as well. Then right after here, we're gonna have a couple more different things, which local name length, for an example, equals string dot len and name if name length is greater than 25 or name length is less than 2, then what we are going to do is return your name is too short or long, and then we're going to end this off as well, and we're going to basically do a cleanse. So we're cleansing so people can't use certain brackets just like these or even these, and we're just going to copy that in. You can grab this actually from ESX identity if you really wanted to, and it also removes the spaces and everything else. And we're just going to copy that, paste in, and we're going to tell you what it does. So characters in here mainly will count, and if it finds any special characters, they're not allowed on the server, obviously, because of basically you could just drop a whole table if you know what their tables are called, and we don't want that to happen to us. And that's the main reason why we do it. Okay, next we're gonna have a register NUI callback, and this is obviously gonna be for the opposite, which is deleting a character. So delete character, we're gonna have function, and it's the same thing with data in here. We're gonna end this function off, and we're gonna do local char data equals data that we are passing through, and we're going to trigger a server event in here that is going to be mp-base : delete char. Let's do delete char, and we're going to pass through that character data just like so, and that's going to be deleting character. There's actually a lot we have here, so let us do some more. So we're going to register a net event here, and obviously you got to add an event handler as well. We're going to write in both these because this is going to be mp-base char and set up characters, and this is going to be for when you log in, hoping and it's going to set up all your characters. It's going to grab all that information on what characters you have. So mp.functions dot trigger server callback, and that's going to be mp-base get char. And I got to make sure I'm using this correctly as well. We're going to end this one more bit, and let's end. So it's going to do this. Inside, we're going to send a NUI message, and in this message, we are going to use these type of brackets, and then the squiggly bracket. We're going to do type equals setup characters, and then after that, comma, characters equals data, and just making sure we grab all that data. Now we're going to do a NUI callback for selecting characters. So obviously we make another one of these, and we type select characters, and we're going to have the function in here. Function. We're going to pass through data, end. And inside, what we are going to do is local CID equals toNumber and data.cid. toNumber is just making sure that this is a number that is getting passed through. And selecting char is going to equal false. Whoops. False. And then right after, we are going to trigger a server event, which is going to be mp-base char and server select. And we're going to pass through the CID for this, so it knows what characters are yours, or what character you are selecting based off of the menu. Next, we're going to trigger an event, and this is going to be mp-spawn. We could potentially make this into the base, but we are not going to do that, and we're going to open menu. So what this is going to do is opening a spawn menu where you could choose where you want to spawn from. Next, we're going to set time. Set time cycle modifier. And we're going to set this to default. And we're going to set cam active. Capital S, my bad. We're setting a cam active, which is going to be cam, comma, false. And we're going to copy, paste this one more time. And instead of set cam active, we are going to destroy cam. Just like so. Okay, we got a few more to go, so this video is obviously going to be a little bit longer, but not much. There's actually a whole lot in character that you have to get set up for all of this, but it's going to be very simple. So we're going to register another NUI callback, and this is going to be close character, which is going to close the menu of the character menu. So we're going to do function in here end, and nothing is going to get passed through. We're just going to change this selected character to false, which is going to close the menu for us. Next, we're going to do a function of selected char, and we're going to pass through a value here. Just end this. So set NUI focus, and we're going to do value and value. And in here, we're going to send NUI message for this. Obviously, we're going to need both these brackets. We're going to add a space. We're going to do type equals char select, and status is going to equal to value. And make sure you have this comma, otherwise it's not going to work. And then right after here, we're simply just selecting selected. Instead of selected, it's going to be selecting. Oops, my bad. Let's see. My bad. I should have actually did selecting char for this. Yeah, let's just do selecting char equals false, and basically what we're gonna actually change is this right here, as well as that's fine. Anything that is going to be calling this function. So this is going to be good, and selecting char is obviously going to be set to false. So that is perfectly fine. We're passing through that value, and this function will then be good to go. Now our last one is going to be a net event, and we got to add in an event handler for this. We're going to type both these one more time, once again, and this is going to be the last one for this video. So mp-base char and start cam. Oops, and I accidentally played my music, but that's fine. In the function, we're just going to leave that blank, and we are going to end this. Close this bracket. So we're going to do a do screen fade in. We're going to set this to 10. And we're going to set a time cycle modifier. And when, so this is going to be set to HUD underscore def underscore blur, which is going to blur out your screen. This is when you are selecting your character. It's going to blur out that background and just make it look a little better. And then we are going to set a time. Set time. Oops, oh my god. Cycle. Oh, oops, it is a modifier actually. Modifier, and then we're going to add a strength value. Strength. And this value is going to set to 1.0. And then in here, we're going to freeze. Entity. We're going to freeze the entity's position, which is your position, and we're going to get a player pet in here, which is going to be freezing your position. So you can't move, basically. And then we're going to set our cam. So cam equals, and we're just going to copy this in. It's just set, I believe this is above the airport, I believe. Set, and we're going to set the cam as active here, and we're going to pass through cam and true, as that is going to be a active camera for the person. And then we're going to render script cams, and we're going to pass through true, false, 1, true, and true. You can look this up into your FiveM natives if you like, but 22 minutes, we're going to call that it. If we need any more explaining, please leave it in the comments. Type in my Discord, mainly the comments I would prefer at this point, on what you would like me to explain farther if needed. I'm going to zoom in real quick. Oops. Just to let you guys see a little better here, and just sort of scroll through one last time. But thanks for watching. Hop in the Discord for the faster updates as these videos come out twice a week. But thanks for watching.